Sono lieto di poter rievocare in poche parole le esperienze delle prime trasmissioni radiotelegrafiche a grandi distanze da me felicemente eseguite attraverso l'Oceano Atlantico il 12 dicembre 1901.
Holy snapping bra straps.
It's a podcast. Republic of Avalon Radio. It's 0 hours, Avalon Standard Time.
Hi, this is Nancy from Victoria, BC, here in Canada.
Hi, Jim and Lily. This is Bea from Maryland.
Hey, it's Jen. This is Jen in Philadelphia.
Hello, Jim, and hello, Lillian. This is Jay Wilson in Los Angeles, California.
Hi, this is Dara from Dublin, and you're listening to Republic of Avalon Radio.
Republic of Avalon Radio.
You're with the roar.
Are you with the roar?
I'm with the roar.
I'm with the roar too, I think.
Yay.
This is the roar. In the kitchen.
In the kitchen on a Monday night.
Woo!
A rainy Monday night.
And it's pounding rain outside. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. So, yeah, we're back in the kitchen. This is the first time we've been in the kitchen since episode 1.
Yeah, which seems like forever ago.
That seems like an awful long time ago, and this is episode 20.
Yeah.
Imagination that.
Wow.
So, episode 20 has arrived. We've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and this is 20.
Now it really seems long.
Yeah. But, so here we are. This is episode 20. Jim and Lillian in the kitchen. Once again.
Yes. We're back.
Jim and Lily in the kitchen rides again. So, we were thinking about, should we do something special for episode 20? Or will we wait till 25 and so on? And we decided
to wait.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is a good idea. Because we've got some plans.
We've been plotting and scheming.
Yes.
What are our plans? Tell.
I thought you were going to tell them.
Tell the folks. Okay. Tell the folks our plans.
Well, the plan.
Here at the roar.
The plan is to take some of the best bits from the past 20, or it will be 25 roars.
Yep.
For the 25th anniversary.
Yes.
And also, we'd like your input on what you think are the best pieces. What would you like to hear?
So bits that stick out in your memory, the bits that you'd like to hear from the first 25 episodes. Well, of course, this is episode 20. So from this point on, if you can just think of right now, for example, as you're listening to this, what bits do you remember? What little bits do you remember from the roar? Funny bits and nice bits and musical bits and all these kinds of things, things that stick out in your mind right this moment. Put us on pause and go get a pen and a piece of paper. And jot down 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever things that come to your memory from the first. This is episode 20, so from the first 20 episodes of The Roar, and we'll just wait for you. Just put us on pause there now. Pause, please. Pause.
Pause.
No, not you. You don't have the pause because you're out bopping around. Just you people at your computers. Okay, we're back. Are we back?
We're back.
Okay, we're back. Hey! We're back. So, yeah, let us know what you'd like us to include. We're going to do episode 25. Is going to be kind of, it's going to be the best of the roar.
Yes, and call the roar line and let us know.
724
426
8176. And say hello, tell us who you are, where you're from, and if you have any ideas for segments you'd like included in episode 25, let us know, and we'll talk about it a bit over the next few episodes. Some of the ideas we've gotten from you guys. Oh, Anne has just signed in. Hello, Anne.
Thanks for popping by.
Yes. Let us know your ideas, and we'll discuss them over the next episodes. And even if you have some ideas about things maybe that aren't things that we've done over the first 24 episodes, if there's something that you think we should do in episode 25, let us know. And one thing we do want to do is play your greetings. If you have any greetings that you'd like to throw in for episode 25, if you feel the slightest little bit of celebration about the Roar and episode 25 and you want to help us celebrate, then send us your bits. You can send them by wave or MP3 or by calling the Roar line or any sort of way, shape or form you like, or send it to Eddie Mailbag.
You could send a plane or something, or balloon message. Absolutely.
Or you could get those special seagulls to spell something in the sky. Those special seagulls that we, was it the last episode of The Roar?
Yes.
Yeah, those special weird seagulls. And after episode 25, we're going to be doing a Christmas cast and a New Year's cast, because our friend B from Baltimore is coming to visit us and spend Christmas and New Year's with us.
Yay.
Woohoo.
That's good. It's going to be a special Christmas.
Definitely. And we're going to have all kinds of yummies, and we've got beer. We're making beer right now, right under the kitchen table here. We've got an Irish Red. We've got
an Oktoberfest.
And a Pilsner.
Yeah, and the Oktoberfest is the one we're waiting to...
It's festering.
It's festering for New Year's Eve, because that's when we're going to unveil it.
It'll be most festive.
Yes, it will. And we have a special beer pig to drink it from.
We have a special beer pig, and that's not me, by the way, folks. I'm the humdrum. I'm the humdrum, always around, ever predictable beer pig.
I'd say a beer connoisseur.
Sitting at the end of the bar next to my friend Seamus.
I have a good picture that I'm going to have to put up on the website, actually, with you with your pint.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a flower in your hat, I think.
Where are you going to put this?
I'll put it up on the website.
Where can people find it? Where are you going to put it? What segment?
Well, we don't have a photo section now. No, we don't. We could make one.
We could start one.
Okay.
Why don't we do that? We'll start a photo. And you know what? Let's get your pictures
That's a good
too.
idea.
You guys send us pictures of yourself or pictures of where you're from, and we'll put them up there too.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So it would be kind of dense for us to start a photo gallery with just one picture. So we'll maybe put up a few pictures and put out a call for you guys to send us your photos.
Yes, we already have a couple, or 2 or 3 in the forum, actually. There's a picture of Kristen.
Yeah, I don't think she wants that one put
No,
up,
I don't think so either. And actually, Helen sent us a picture of her class.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's really
geez, we'll get
nice.
that up there for
We'll
sure.
definitely put that one up there. And of course, the girls. Most of the girls who are in the forum right now, there's, I think they all attended a Great Big Sea concert, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And they did a Roar ID, and
get us,
all of them are up there.
Get in them babe photos. We want babe photos. Come on.
Babes on the Roar.
Yes, we want Kristen. Yeah.
Kristen,
yeah. And Amanda.
She has a good roar, actually.
She has a very good roar. And Amanda. Amanda's coming to see us.
Yes.
She this is somebody who we didn't know at all before, and she got turned onto the Roar by Anne, who you just heard signing in on the messenger thing a moment ago, and in Philly, who takes care of the forum over there. And we don't get to say it nearly often enough, but thanks again to Anne for helping us out and taking care of things. She's the house mom at the Roratorium and Fidler's Pub,
and she's brought in so many people.
Yeah.
It's amazing. She has a lot of friends.
Yes.
For sure. And I can see why.
With good reason. Yep. So, Amanda's coming to see us, and she's a singer.
Yes, and she's also an actor, and she plays I think she plays a few instruments. Boron, and she's really looking forward to coming here to join in on the sessions.
Yeah.
Which go on here in some of the pubs.
Well, there's certainly a few sessions going on, and there'll be lots for her to check out, and we're really looking forward to meeting her and hanging out with her. Why am I talking about her in the third person? Yo, Amanda. Yeah, so Amanda, you're going to have to give us a holler at some point and let us know kind of when you're arriving and stuff like that. You can just get our information from Anne, basically.
Yeah.
And get in touch with us. Let us know when you're coming, and we can meet up.
And you can see where we've been having some of these chats outside of our favorite pub.
Yes. And all that jazz. And what else did we have that we wanted to sort of mention in this little chit-chat?
I guess we wanted to mention that we have a special offer. Jim's music, for anybody who doesn't know, he has a whole bunch of music, and it's all up on his website at jimfidler.com. And you can go into the music section, and he has it all organized in a really interesting fashion, where you can go in and have a kind of an album tour, an audio tour of each album.
Yeah. So all there is on there now is there are 4 links, one for each album, and it just kind of gives you a good idea, a good cross-section of each record.
Yeah.
It's coming down pretty good out there.
Mm-hmm.
And what we've decided to do between now and December 15th, if you want to give the gift of music this year, which is always nice, what we've decided to do is you have somebody in mind you want to give the gift of music to, just go on over to the website at jimfidler.com and go in and listen to the little album tours there. And if you want to send that to somebody, just go ahead and order the CD and let us know, and we'll hand gift wrap the CD or CDs for you, and put the little gift tag on there, from you to whoever. Let us know, and let us know the address of the person you want to send it to, and we'll send that off to them for no extra cost. So I think the CDs are $20 Canadian.
Yeah.
Which is, about $16 US, which includes shipping. That's with the shipping charge built into it. There's no sort of unmentioned above and beyond postage and handling. It's just, if it says $20 Canadian, that's what you pay. But until December 15th, what we'll do is we'll actually gift wrap them and send them to the person of your choice, and save all the fooling around with you ordering it and then waiting until you receive it, and then having to gift wrap it and then send it to the person, and all that waiting again until they receive it, and then they might not get it in time for Christmas or whatever. So just go on over, and anything between now and December 15th. We got t-shirts over there as well. We've got Roar t-shirts, which are really cool.
Yeah, we have Jim Fidler t-shirts.
Jim Fidler Gypsy t-shirts. Nice. Yeah, those black
with red, gold, and green embroidery.
Yes.
It's kind of Celtic, kind of reggae.
Celtic reggae sort of design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're very nice. They last a long time too because of the embroidery. And
they're really good quality. We just went crazy and spent the maximum amount. Pre-shrunk costs extra. Are you sure? Yes. Pre-washed costs extra. Are you sure? Yes. Black costs extra. Are you sure? Yes. Embroidery costs extra. Are you sure? Yes. The multicolored full color embroidery. Yes. So we just went crazy, and we've got like less than 20 left. So they're kind of almost like a limited edition now.
Yeah. And I doubt if we'll be getting any more done. So these are
these are going to be the last of those. Yeah. But anyway, I think probably people might be more interested in the music. But we'll extend that same thing to the T-shirts. The T-shirts are 25 Canadian each, and that will be gift wrapped and shipped and all that stuff. If you want to send that to somebody, not a bother. Mm-hmm. All right, that's our big commercial, our big advert. What?
Our big sales pitch.
That's our big sales pitch. Yeah. But we thought we'd like to do that, especially for all you guys, listeners to the Roar. Of course, it's over there on the website, but I mean, people aren't going to know about it unless they deliberately go over and notice that. Mm-hmm. But we thought we'd make that available to you guys this year in the Christmas spirit, and we will be doing a Christmas cast and a New Year's cast with our friend B from Baltimore, who'll be here with us, as we mentioned. And the New Year's cast, something that we're thinking about doing, is doing it in advance. And, well, the Christmas cast as well, I suppose. But the New Year's one, what we're thinking about doing is putting it up in advance. And what you can do is you can start listening to it at 11:30 if you actually count down on New Year's Eve, 11:30 your time, wherever you are, and then press play. And we will actually do the countdown and help you ring in the new year wherever you are.
Yeah, and again, I guess if anybody wants to call the Roar line and say Happy New Year, we can...
In advance, that's right.
Put that on, put you on with, hopefully we'll get lots of people.
But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
The main thing now is episode 25. We want to get people's suggestions for our special celebratory episode 25 of The Roar. So we want to get your suggestions in on what bits over the first 24 episodes you want thrown in, any ideas you have about episode 25, and as well, of course, any greetings you might want to send us or your fellow listeners or whatever for episode 25. We hope it's going to be a special episode. We thought about doing it for 20, but we decided to hold off, and that gives you guys time to get your input in on it.
Mm-hmm. So, we have a mad player coming.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting because there's this podcast that I've mentioned before, or New Time radio show, hosted by this guy called Frank Edward Nora from Nutley, New Jersey. And it's called the Overnightscape. You can find that at theovernightscape.com. And he uses this little clever device called the Waves Mad Player for all his music in his show. And the brilliant thing about that is this is an amazing little machine. It's a multi-genre. You can select whatever genre you want, grunge or hip-hop or reggae or ambient or whatever, and you just start playing the machine, and it randomly generates music for you, which means this music has never been heard before, and nobody owns the copyright until you randomly generate it. And if you're using that as a tool in your podcast or whatever you're using it for, you would, by generating that, by hitting the play button, you would own the copyright on that. So that was very smart for him to do that. And just recently I heard Adam Curry. I said this a long time ago to Lillian, that I heard Adam Curry playing mashups and all kinds of copyrighted material on his podcast, in case you've not heard of Delta Sierra Charlie. And I just said to Lillian, I don't know, that might be a bit reckless. That might come around to bite him on the butt eventually. And apparently that time has come, and some trouble is brewing, and so we'll see what happens with all that. But I saw it coming a long time ago, and I don't think Adam's that naive. I think he must have been able to see it coming. Maybe he was riding high a bit with all the excitement of podcasting and him being the podfather and all that stuff, and just figured out what the heck, he just let it squirt through and worry about it later. But the end result is he's had to pull a bunch of his stuff down from his servers and wipe a bunch of files off his hard drives, and now he's kind of gearing up for whatever. I don't know where this is going to go, what the end result is going to be. But it just makes things untidy and an awful hassle. And now a lot of the episodes, a lot of the stuff that used to be up on his server, you can't get it anymore, and you're not going to be able to, unless he wants to go back and spend all the time re-editing them and mixing pod-safe music in and taking all the bits where he's talking and referring to that music out. And it's just a horrible mess, and I didn't ever want to get into that. Anything we've ever played for you here on The Roar has been either my own music or music by people that I know who consent to us playing it and promoting their music. We haven't even gotten anything from the PodSafe Music Network yet, so I'm going to have a look around over there. And Jerry Halliton, the artist known as Slau, he emailed me recently, and he's into the PodSafe Music Network now. I was in there for quite a while and played his song on The Roar here, and got an email a while back from him saying, "Hey, I heard one of your songs on another show, on the Mac Guys podcast," and I think that kind of tweaked his interest in the whole thing, and then he went over and got involved, and so in some little way at least, I think we helped him with The Roar, through The Roar, and my involvement with that helped him get involved. And since then, Adam Curry's heard one of his songs and is came up with the idea of doing kind of like a We Are the World, all the PodSafe Music Network artists. Jerry did this song, or Slau did this song. I think it's called If Every Day Were Christmas. It's a beautiful song. And Adam had the idea, well, what if all the various PodSafe Music Network musicians, singers, sang a little piece here or a little piece there, and we had something that we could raise some money for perhaps the people who were suffered at the hands of Hurricane Katrina or some worthy cause or other. And good idea, Adam. Great idea. And so I rang Jerry and offered my help in any way that I could pitch in and help out. Apparently, it seems like it's all well in hand. He's got some guy. He's an audio engineer, Dutch audio engineer, live audio sound person, I think, who's going to be trying his hand at studio production. Perhaps he has some studio production already. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's all well taken care of. And so I'm hoping now that at the very least that when this all comes out, that I am one of those PodSafe Music Network people who is included in the project. It's not a paying gig, so certainly that's not the incentive. It just makes sense to me. I would feel very good about that. It makes sense to me to be interested in being a part of that with the history of it, through the MIDI mag list and the whole podcasting thing and all that stuff. So I'd be absolutely delighted, Jerry, if when it comes time to pick the people who sing 5 words each, if I were one of the people picked to sing 5 words, I wouldn't throw it back in your face. I'd be absolutely glad to be a part of it. And let's wish Jerry all the best on that whole thing and hope that all turns out well for him.
Yeah, it's a great project, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, to wrap up with this little bit, I was talking about the Mad Player. I got a little bit off topic. There's the Mad Player that I heard Frank Nora at the Overnightscape using from New Jersey. I went and I looked around to find the best deal I could on one, and I found it. And where the heck do you think I found it? From a distributor, a retailer in New Jersey. And so being nearby, my friend B, who we mentioned earlier, our friend B, who's coming up to visit us Christmas and New Year's and all of that, she grabbed it for us. And the day it arrived, she called me and said, "Hey, your Mad Player's here, but I'm in a bit of a hurry. I'm on the way out the door. I'm just off to see spend the weekend with my sister in New Jersey." And then 5 minutes later, the phone rang. It was somebody here, a friend of the family, saying that they had somebody here visiting Newfoundland who would like to meet you, and we ended up having a little chat here at the Root Cellar for the Roar, and his name is Jay Predham, and where do you think he's from?
New Jersey.
So there you go. It's the quadruple synchronicity, the quadruple New Jersey synchronicity that actually involves Frank Nora, who has an eye for noticing these synchronicities. Well, here's a quadruple one for you, Frank, and it involves New Jersey. It's a quadruple New Jersey synchronicity, and it involves you, because you started the whole thing by using that Mad Player. And here's the thing. Frank is up to like episode 322 now, and no matter what goes down with the PodSafe Music Network or this or that or anything else, he'll never have to pull his episodes down off his server, because he's been absolutely completely copyright compliant all the way along by using that Mad Player. And I'm going to really enjoy getting that little baby in my hands and giving you guys some nice backdrop music for the Roar.
Yay.
So why don't we just carry on and go to a little station ID, after which we'll hear from Jay Predham, his music, and the chat that I had with him.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
All right.
See y'all.
See y'all later.
The makings of a hit song. Girls like you don't often come along, but I'll try for you, probably cry for you for love. Pretty girls and half-written tunes, they're stacked in my mind's corners. So here goes again, I just might win this time. I'm just a hide-to-seek a lovin', hide-to-seek a lovin' with you, girl. I'm just a hide-to-seek a lovin', hide-to-seek a lovin' with you, girl. This song knowing you belong to someone else, but this one's for you, and I'll try for you right now. Love is awful funny, it should not be kept inside, so I'll let you know and let it show this time. I'm just a hide-to-seek a lovin', hide-to-seek a lovin' with you, girl. I'm just a hide-to-seek a lovin', hide-to-seek a lovin' with you, girl. Pretty girls and half-written tunes, they're stacked in my mind's corners. So here goes again, I just might win this time. I'm just a hide-a-seek-a lovin', hide-a-seek-a lovin' with you, girl. I'm just a hide-a-seek-a lovin', hide-a-seek-a lovin' with you, girl. Hide-a-seek-a lovin', hide-a-seek-a lovin' with you, girl. I'm just a hide-a-seek-a lovin'.
Republic of Avalon Radio, you're with The Roar, and that was Jay Predham. That was Hide-a-Seek-a-Lovin'. Tell us about that one, Jay.
Well, this is one of those songs I wrote while I was in my club period. I worked in the clubs down in New Jersey for about 15 years, and there was this beautiful girl that used to show up some of the gigs, and she would disappear at the end of every set. I'd go down and try to find her, and I couldn't find her. And then I figured, well, maybe she's worth a song. And it ended up that the song ended up being more important to me to that girl because not long after that I met my present wife. So, But, you never know where you're going to get your motivation for writing a song. And basically, I guess that's what happened.
That's fun. I've got one very much like that called Downtown Girl. And
I did hear that.
Yeah. There you go. So Jay is here in Newfoundland. He's him and his wife Kim are visiting from New Jersey. And I won't do the New Jersey thing on you. Where the heck did that come from, hey?
That's North Jersey. They talk like that.
Yeah.
They don't talk like that. We're civilized down in Central.
There you go. And what are they doing with Atlantic City? I mean, they were trying to sort of clear up an impoverished area, and in a lot of ways made it worse, hey?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
I played down there a couple of times in Resorts International in one of the outrooms, and I wasn't very impressed. It's all glitzy.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's
it's like a moon
most
base.
people with that want to make money are only interested in making money, and they don't want to bring some of the people down the lower areas that are not making any money. They don't seem to want to bring them along with them.
Yeah.
It's not my kind of place. I'll play music down there if they pay me, but I'd never go down there for a night, slot machines or anything. Yeah. No temptation at all.
Yeah, I've heard bits and pieces of people talking about that whole business. Where exactly in New Jersey are you from anyway? It's somewhere near the water, right? I gather.
I'm on the water, about the central part of the state. I was born and raised in a little town called Neptune City, which is right next to Asbury Park. Okay. Which most people, if they know anything about New Jersey and Bruce Springsteen, they know about Asbury Park.
Yes, okay. Absolutely.
And right now we're staying in a nice town called Point Pleasant Beach, which is about 6 miles south of that.
I've heard of it.
And it's basically a commercial fishing town and a family resort area where families like to come to walk on the boardwalk and take the kids on the rides. And it's just a nice place.
I listened to another podcast from this guy. He's in Nutley, New Jersey, and he works in New York City. I think he works in Manhattan, travels back and forth, commutes every day, and he's always I forget now the name of the place where he grew up in New Jersey. It wasn't in Nutley, but he's always sort of going into Pennsylvania and around various places in New Jersey and stuff. So I kind of sort of half feel like I'm remotely familiar with the area. So, but the thing is now, here you are from New Jersey in Newfoundland. I think that's the interesting bit. What brings you here?
Oh, I tell you, when I was a little boy, we used to go over to my grandparents' house for Sunday dinner, and my grandparents referred to it as a Jig's dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And when I would say that to my playmates at school, they had no idea what a Jig's dinner was.
Sounds like something that might hurt your teeth or something.
And my grandfather used to sneak tea on a teaspoon under his arm to me because my mother didn't approve of it. And I found myself liking tea and a Jig's dinner. And my grandfather was always telling me stories about Newfoundland, about the hunting and the fishing. And he called it Newfound Land, like the old-fashioned maps used to refer to it. And he was proud of it, but he had to move out because he just, during the dirty 30s, he just couldn't make a proper living for his family. So that's when he came down to the States. But I had wanted to go to Newfoundland almost since I was about 13 or 14. And when I was in the service, I was just about getting ready to get out of the service in 1977, I wanted to make the trip with my father. And he had a wealthy friend with a sailboat, and we were going to sail up to Newfoundland from New Jersey. And we had planned that trip and planned it. And unfortunately, when I got out of the service, my father had developed cancer. And he ended up dying of bone and lung cancer, and the trip was put off. But the very next year, he died in 83. In 1984, my new wife, Kimberly, my second wife, and I came up on our honeymoon. And we absolutely fell in love with Newfoundland and its people.
Wow. Where did you get when you were here that time?
Well, the first thing, we traveled, we landed at Port aux Basques, and we did a little bit of side trips, but I knew that I had family on my grandmother's side of the family in Calvert on the southern shore.
Okay.
And we had telephone numbers and the names of people, so we kind of took 3 or 4 days to come all the way over to Avalon, and then when we ended up in Calvert, the relatives wouldn't let go of us. We had party after party, and and we just had a ball. We just traveled with a van with sleeping bags and everything like that, and we absolutely loved the place. And when we had to go back, we had 2 weeks. We're in the ferry line at Port aux Basques, and I look over to my wife, and there's big tears going down her face. She did not want to leave.
Doesn't want to.
And it was her first time here, and I felt very happy because I knew I was coming back as many times as I possibly could.
How many times have I not only heard that story, but witnessed it myself firsthand? People that have come here, never been here before, in fact, didn't know anything about the place, or had a notion of the place in their mind, thinking some kind of, I don't know if you'd say derogatory, but some sort of hokey pokey, whatever, like visions.
Like the people living in Eskimos
something
living
like
in
that.
Igloos or something.
Something like that. And, gee whiz, what's wrong? I think igloos are, think of that kind of technology. An igloo, you're inside an igloo with a little tiny oil burning lamp, and it's like 90 degrees inside. That's some pretty good use of snow, but yeah, you know what I mean. I've seen that. It's amazing. I myself think, being one of Newfoundland's people myself, so I'm not insulting myself, and certainly don't mean to insult anybody else. I think the people that are here now, maybe in 500 years' time, could be a whole different cross section of people. I mean, who's to say in 500 years' time that 80% of the population in Newfoundland is West African or East Indian or Scandinavian or whatever? The reason why I make that point is because I think there's something special about the place herself, and I think she bleeds into the people, if you know what I mean.
Well, I definitely know what you mean.
Yeah.
That same sentiment is fed into several of my songs. I tell you, I was better prepared than most people because I had my family background, and then I read all kinds of things about Newfoundland before I came up, and it didn't disappoint me, not even a little. It was better than I expected. The soul of the place is starting across in that rugged area on the west coast.
Yeah.
Okay, and coming through Cadroy Valley, and then through Central, and then when you get to the Avalon, where you climb up where they blasted out the rock on the TCH, and then you come down and see the water.
Yeah.
Now, it's funny. I went to Ireland several times. My mother's side of the family is from there. And I visited my grandmother over in Ireland. And when I was there and I was walking around in some of the ruins, I felt this sense that some part of me in ancient times had been there. Then when I came to Newfoundland, I had that same sense, but it was more recent.
Yeah.
Okay? And everything seemed to fit right better. It's hard to explain. I just seemed to fit in with the people and everything like that. I have I have no time for many friends down in New Jersey, but it seems I have more friends in Newfoundland that I see, and more people that wave to me and know me by name than I do where I was born and raised.
That's funny, isn't it?
You know, it's a different. It's a funny thing I've seen about Newfoundlanders, that they may have been to one of the bays 10 years ago, and they seem to remember 10 or 20 family names from that area.
Yeah,
and they know each other, and that's a wonderful sense of community, I think.
Well, just I guess linguistically, interestingly enough, in Newfoundland we don't tend to say, "Where do you come from?" or "Where do you live?" Traditionally, what we've asked a person is, "Where do you belong?"
Yep. That's my song, Cape Broyle.
Yeah.
It starts out, "I belong to Cape Broyle as much as the sea, as much as the whale or stunted var tree." I picked up on that, and I like that sense too.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful way of referring to where you come from.
Are you familiar with Dougie MacLean? He is a singer-songwriter from Scotland. Used to play with all kinds. Used to play with Silly Wizard. Used to play with the Tannehill Weavers.
I heard of the last group, but I don't remember the particular people in the band.
And he wrote that song. You probably heard that. It's almost like the Scottish national anthem. He wrote that song called Caledonia.
Oh yeah. In fact, we just that party we had the other night. The girls sang that.
Not the one that they do in the blues bars.
Mm-hmm.
Not Caledonia, bow, Caledonia. Not that one. Okay. He wrote a song. He wrote a line in a song that it's just. You know, you have all these lines that jump out at you from songs, and, you know, some of them are kind of, I don't know, I feel sometimes like, you know, get out of here writing lines like that, trying to pull my heartstrings, you know, that kind of thing. But then you run into one that's absolutely genuine, and it's just sort of, you know, saying it like it is. And there's a line in one of his songs that says, I'm paraphrasing, "You can't own the land owns you."
Mm-hmm.
All this business about people fighting, drawing man-made lines in the sand and killing each other over it, and the whole idea is, you can't own the land owns you. It's just... the
land will be there long after you're dead and buried.
Oh, big time.
And 20 or 30 other people in the next 100 years will take title to it and fight over it again.
Yeah, exactly. And in terms of that feeling connections, you just reminded me, talking about going to Ireland and feeling something, and then coming here and feeling something slightly different, something more recent, maybe more amplified, more accessible. I felt something in Ireland, but I didn't feel it until I got into the area that, oddly enough, apparently, that my crowd come from my father's side. Oddly enough, I have more of a connection with Ireland on my father's side than I do on my mother's side, which is the Newfoundland side.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people from around here, their ancestors come from, not even ancestors, we're not even talking about very long ago, really, in a lot of cases. Maybe, a few hundred years on the outset, which in the span of time is a blink of an eye, really, pretty much. So I didn't really feel anything in Dublin, all the way along. And then we got over around in the southeast, over around Waterford, in that area, Waterford, Kilkenny, Wexford, Cork.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I felt it. But I didn't feel it. I think I know what you mean, because I felt something there. I went to Pennsylvania in 87 to meet my father and a bunch of family and stuff for the first time. I guess it was your grandfather left Newfoundland, you were saying?
Yes.
Okay. So you're like second generation expatriate?
My father was born here too.
Oh, okay. Well then, excuse me, then you and I are the same, except that I had the good fortune to have grown up here and you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm making up for it though.
Yeah. Excellent. But this place where I was supposed to be born really, really wasn't all that special to me. I mean, hanging with my dad and getting to know my stepmom, who is my mom, not my stepmom,
Mm-hmm.
I think of her more just as my mom, not my dad's wife. She's my mom. She's the only mom I have right now. So, and all the rest of the family, that was all great. But the expressway and the 7-Eleven and all these things really didn't mean anything to me. And then one day, just not long before we came back, I left to come back here to Newfoundland, we went to West Virginia to go to the races. My dad, he's not a wealthy man or anything like that, but I think for lack of great recreation and so on, he dabbled around, and he had this racehorse, and it was, not a big winner or anything like that, but we went that day to West Virginia, and the horse won, and I made enough money that day to stay for another 3 weeks or something. But I remember getting out of the car in West Virginia, and I stepped on the side of the road, and this wave hit me, and I just turned to my dad, and I said, "Whoa!" I said, "I feel like I've been here before. This feels like home to me." Well, he doesn't tell me until like a year later. I figured I was going to Pennsylvania, all that da-da-da-da-da. Basically, that's where we're from. It's not Pennsylvania at all. It's West Virginia. So the West Virginia, I've been to Ireland, and I've been to West Virginia. And the West Virginia to me was like the Newfoundland you just described. And I think we both probably felt something similar when we were in Ireland. So sorry to take up all that time with that long story, but just as you told that story about what you felt in Ireland and Newfoundland, you just reminded me of that, and it's a very tangible thing.
I think we sense things a lot deeper than in our subconscious than we do in our conscious, and there's different things that are saved away and they come up. Now, obviously, the sense of smell. You can you've heard this before, I'm sure. You think of something in your past,
yes,
and the smell.
Yeah.
Your brain picks it up, or you smell something, and you go back to that thing in your past.
Yeah, apparently that the memory center of your brain and the processing area, the olfactory processing unit, are pretty much connected. So,
and maybe to go against science a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Some things are genetic and some things are learned, and then there's environment, and that big discussion.
Yeah.
But I feel somehow that there is some sort of a thread that runs through generations, of either different abilities, like singing or storytelling or something. My father was a wonderful storyteller and a wonderful musician. He could be in a crowded room of 100 people, all strangers, and if there was a guitar or a banjo or a piano in the corner, in about 15 minutes, everybody say, "Reggie, now do this song. Do you know this one?"
Yeah.
And I think I always have this idea. It, of course, is a romantic idea that somehow in the past, members of my family were storytellers or musicians, going back hundreds and hundreds of years, and it carries forward. Wow. My son has picked up music, and without me teaching him, he taught himself to play the flute and the guitar. There's different qualities. My father didn't start woodworking until he was in his 40s and was very good at it. I did the same thing. I ended up rebuilding my house in Cape Broyle, and my son has developed those same skills without any teaching or anything like that. It just comes to him naturally.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, same thing here, and I've met other people as well. That whole nature nurture thing, it's I think it's interesting, the culture that we live in. We take little children, and are we programming them? I think we're more reprogramming them. What's lost in the process? There's an old story. It's how does it go now? A couple, I think, were working in Africa, working with chimps and so on in the bush, and they had one little girl who was, I don't know, like 2 years old, and they moved back to to their apartment in Midtown Manhattan, and the first time she'd ever been there, and they had a new child, and the little girl wanted to be left alone with her newborn brother, and just kept harping on it, like, I just, leave me alone with my brother or whatever. And of course they didn't know what was going to happen, sibling rivalry, maybe she was jealous, whatever. So they finally dawns on them that they can just trust the old technology, the baby monitor. So they would just listen outside. So they sent her in, and what did she say? She She looks down at her little brother when she thinks Mom and Dad aren't around anymore. And what does she say? She says, "Tell me about God. I'm forgetting."
Oh, that is...
So, you know, all that whole business about what we carry in our genes, that's the physical side. And then what we carry, I suppose, spiritually, whether it's reincarnation or not, or I don't know. You know, I ain't never been to heaven, so I can't tell you what it's like. But that whole notion that there's something bigger than our 9-to-5 existences and paying the tax man and sending our kids across the ocean to die for the man. There's more going on than all that, and that's what brings you here. That's what brings you here to Newfoundland.
Newfoundland to me is closer to nature and everything. For some reason, I'm not just talking about gardens and trees and rocks and stuff.
Yeah,
it's more raw and it's more there for you. It's not covered over with veneers of Madison Avenue, you know, advertising and Hollywood. You know, there's just too much of that in the world. People really forget about the basics.
I wonder if we're just, you know, on a slightly different schedule, and within the next 15 or 20 years, we'll be right there.
Well, I have discovered just about 5 years ago the joys of being a grandparent and starting all over again with children and helping them without having all the immediacy of paying the rent and worrying about their college funds and everything, just the chance to enjoy the children.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, I really enjoy the hell out of my grandchildren.
Wow. There's that other side of it too, I guess, as well, that people say, you know, you don't, the immediate responsibility isn't the same. So it's, you know, the old once a man, twice a child thing. Mm-hmm. So you're playing with your grandchild more so than trying to wrap them on the knuckles when they're not doing something right.
You have
you know?
more time, and you also have a sense of history.
Yeah.
Okay. While you're in your 20s, you're more struggling to who am I and where am I going and everything.
That's
by
right.
the time you're 50 or so, if you don't know who you are by them, you're in a lot of trouble. Okay.
Oh boy, I think that's more common than not, though.
Yes. Well, fortunately, I've found myself. I'm quite content, warts and all, to go along the way I am. I'd like to move up to Newfoundland so I'd be a little bit healthier. That would be one thing I would love to do. And I'll get there eventually.
Well, it's good to have you here now, and I hope that that turns out. And keep in touch with us. Let us know what's happening in the future, and if there's a song that you'd like for us to go out on, what would that be?
I guess a song I wrote about the little outport where I have a vacation house, a little cottage, Cape Broyle, and the fact that all the places I've been in the world, that place has a special meaning for me. And it starts with dawn through the Narrows, looking out the harbor, and it ends up with the moon coming out and sunset and everything like that. And it just sums up everything, how I feel about Newfoundland.
Wow. What's the name of the song?
Cape Broyle.
Okay. Well, thanks again, Jay. And here's Jay's song, Cape Broyle. You're listening to Republic of Avalon Radio.
I belong to Cape Broyle as much as the sea, as much as the whale or stunted vatry. It no longer matters where I hide did roam, as long as I call Cape Broyle my home. Its harbor will shelter the rest of my life, a peaceful haven in a world full of strife. Framed by the Narrows with pink and blue skies, the sun rises to greet me with herring gulls' cries. The crows are quite raucous as together they mill, the beachy bird piping its voice always shrill. Its harbor will shelter the rest of my life, a peaceful haven in a world full of strife. Of my life, a peaceful haven in a world full of strife. Embraced by the hills on most every side, the river runs down to mix with the tide. The eagle soars down from his perch way up high. A morsel his dinner he spots with his eye. Its harbor will shelter the rest of my life, a peaceful haven in a world full of strife. Now daylight is fading, the sun's in the west. The sky is all colored in nature's own best. The moon, she is rising, the land breeze is still. She pints across the harbor to my house on the hill. Its harbor will shelter the rest of my life, a peaceful haven in a world full of strife. I belong to Cape Broyle as much as the sea, as much as the whale or stunted bout tree.
Republic of Avalon Radio.
Hi, this is Nancy from Victoria, BC, here in Canada. I just wanted to call and say that I love your show and just wanted to say keep up the good work.
Hi, Jim and Lily. This is Bea from Maryland. I wanted to call to let you know that I liked the last episode so much that I've listened to it at least 4 times. So have a great day. Bye.
Hello, Jim, and hello, Lillian. This is Jay Wilson in Los Angeles, California, and I listen to The Roar. Jim, I got your email today, the same day I got my copy of Midnight Rover, and I'm delighted to receive it. And man, I tell you, you have such a beautifully recorded podcast when you were standing on the street and the motorcycles were going by a couple episodes ago. They were truly going left to right and right to left, and I was swinging on my hammock in the backyard here, and it was in the evening, and I was almost in rhythm to the swing of the hammock, which I would just marvel at. It really sounds great. So all the best to you and Lillian. And I might say that my amateur radio hobby, I was first licensed in 1969, led to my career in broadcasting as well, starting in radio and now in television. I'm an editor at KTLA Television in Los Angeles. Anyway, I enjoy very much. I enjoy listening to the show. All the best to you and to Lillian up there in lovely Newfoundland. I look forward to the next episode. Bye-bye.
Hey, Jim. This is Ann in Philadelphia on the Roar line. I wanted to tell you that Willow Green did the best version of Rhythm Musica in the world, I think. Absolutely a fantastic bang-up job, and I truly enjoyed it. And I also wanted to thank Lillian for reading Helen's post because it was just very touching, the way it was read and the way it had the song playing in the background. And maybe I'm not the only one, but I'm going to stick my neck out here. I didn't get the joke. Somebody want to explain it to me? Thank you. Bye.
A Rootseller production.